Hi, I'm on live. This is Dr. Sharon. Who's on? Anybody on? It's springtime. Oh, look at my tree in my yard. Is it? Oh, I don't know what that was. I guess it didn't work. Let's see if I do it this way. Hi, Pastor Louis Void. I don't know. Is that a cherry blossom? I don't know what that is. I'm going to tell you. We had to take botany in undergrad. I was a biology and chemistry major. Hi, Roosevelt Green. And we had to take botany. Let me tell you my least favorite class. Number 1, organic chemistry. 1, 2. Lord have mercy. But botany, walking around looking at leaves, pulling leaves, and having a good time. I'm going to just tell the truth and shame the devil. I had a nice Indian professor named Dr. Banerjee. I went to their house, and his wife was also Dr. Banerjee. They both were in biology. I went to their house, had a little lunch, acted like I was all interested all the time. You know, they call that brown nosing. Hi, Debbie Thomas. But I couldn't get with the leaves. I couldn't. You pull stuff off the tree, you're supposed to be able to say what this is. It's a leaf. I don't care about no spores on it. So botany ain't my thing. So I don't know if that's a cherry blossom or something is something. I don't know. I like it though. It's on my yard, and I'm gonna buy some flowers to get somebody to plant. And this is a good point. I'm gonna start right here. See, okay, y'all gotta work with me. See my flowers from last year? Do you see them? I'm about to be crazy. That's my car. Ooh. Okay. So my flowers are dead now, but I watered them. I took care of them, or, you know, had somebody do it, 1 of the 2, I don't know. But they were beautiful for the season that they were in. But then the winter came and they died. So now I'm getting ready to get all deep and philosophical. We all have seasons, and seasons are actually good for you, right? So my flowers died. Now, I don't have a green thumb. I don't like botany. And when I was online for Alpha Kappa Alpha, I was resourceful because you had to keep an ivy alive, and you had to carry it everywhere. And if you didn't have the ivy alive, then the big sisters is back, you know, a long time ago when I played, you know. So what I decided at the beginning of the pledge process was to buy about 3, 4 ivies and just had them hidden in my room. So when my ivy would die, I'd just go pick up another one. Until one day all of them died, and then I couldn't get to the store, and then I got a little, you know, but then I got another one. My point is that there are seasons in your life. There are seasons of growth. There are seasons that you feel like you're stagnant and not growing, but that's okay too. That's a good time for reflection. That's a good time to assess what's going on with you, what you need to change, what you need to prune, what flowers are not going to work in your garden. Right, what plants to fit. I have a Facebook Live with my beautiful basil plant that I grew last year, and literally would go out and just pick fresh basil, and I was so proud of that until my little basil died because I forgot to water it, or I was out of town or something. But anyway, you get the point. But then what do? Do I cry because my flowers from last year died and fall out, or do I get some new dirt, dig around it, plant new flowers, and start over again? You don't have to throw everything out. Some of my flowers are periannuals or whatever. They're supposed to come back, so I'll just wait. And so patience is a virtue. I have hope that I'm going to have a beautiful front porch and a beautiful patio in the back with all new flowers and all that. Plus, I'm going to call Mario. I'll call who take care of some of my stuff to help me as I play around, but then I get the experts to come put in some real stuff. You know, I'm joking, but no, I'm not joking about that, you know, keep the economy going. But you put in flowers, you water them, you nurture them, and you believe in them. That's just like your friends and your family. You water your relationships, you know, some people, sometimes, thank you, Debbie Thomas, sometimes you have to get rid of folks. Sometimes, though, you need to just wait and be patient and have faith that, what's up, Clint? What's up, Carol Hall? So, in this season of your life, it's a good time at the change of seasons to assess who's in it to win it, who's not, who to prune, who to keep a little hope going with. But just like your health, this is a transition. One thing, hi neighbor, I'm good. I'm on Facebook Live. So, that's my neighbor. So one of the things that I want people to know is, number one, it's a new season, spring season. From a health standpoint, you really, today and every day I usually put on sunscreen, but today I was reminded, really in the spring and summer, I gotta try a little harder, do a little bit more, put on more sunscreen to protect myself from the sun and UV rays and all that, but a good way. Now my car is dirty, and I will take a volunteer to come take care of it. But please, y'all can volunteer. But one good way to know pollen counts. Number one, if you have seasonal allergies, find out what the pollen count is. If it's high, you know that. If not, you know that. But all I have to do is look on my car. And part of this is dirt. I don't know if you see that. Part of it's dirt because it's dirty. But pollen counts, if you come out and your car is yellow, you know that the pollen count is high, right? So you actually should rinse off your car because you don't want that to be transferred to your hands, especially if you have seasonal allergies. And when you open the door, it's going to get in your car and all of that. That also means if you have seasonal allergies, when that happens and pollen counts are high, while you love to have all the windows open and fresh air for you, that is harmful because that pollen is going to get in through your screens and all that if you open the window. And you can use antihistamines and anti-allergy medications, but you actually really should not be using them for a long time because you can get elevated blood pressures and all of that. So saline drops, nose sprays, that stuff help. But also, let's do prevention. Don't let pollen get to you. If you are out, the first thing you need to do on high pollen count days is take off your clothes, leave them in another part of the house, because even microscopically, that's a big med school word. Microscopically, the pollen comes on your clothes and you may not even see it, but you now have introduced it into your home. So a good thing to do would be to take your clothes off in your mudroom or whatever you walk in and leave them there. Shake them off in the garage or the house, whatever. Don't walk around naked outside. You can walk around naked in your house. That's you and whoever you want to do. But but it is a good idea to rinse the car off to make sure certainly the handles and that stuff doesn't have pollen. Other protective measures are to simply make sure your door is rinsed off. Things you don't think about. When that pollen is there, you're going to transfer it and you can be miserable. So pollen is one of the big things that's going on and will be going on. And so avoidance is best. I really do not, nor do most, recommend neti pots and all of that. There have been cases where people have used neti pots and actually, and these are rare, but you get fungal infections in your brain because you have broken the sinus barrier. Okay, so you think you're doing something with the neti pot and you're all natural, you're in the hospital with some fungus and amoebas growing in your brain and you die. I don't recommend neti pots. Saline drops, those things work. But also, just making sure you have a wipe, making sure you wipe your hands, making sure you get the pollen off of you if at all possible, and don't introduce it into your house. So again, while you love having windows open and all that, if you or somebody in your family has allergies, then yes, South Carolina is bad for pollen. Debbie, that's not good. And the other thing is, I have a brother, my brother Daryl. He's gonna be mad because he don't really do social media. So when I talk about him on social media, somebody usually tell him. So if y'all know Daryl, tell him I talked about him. But when he was growing up, and I've shared this before, he had really bad asthma. Asthma and allergies are really the same thing, because asthma is an allergic reaction, right? And we know that many in high urban communities, you have more asthma because you have more allergens, okay? Allergens again, just are things that cause an allergic reaction. So people can be allergic to even cockroaches, right? Okay? And so you're in a house or you're in a building with cockroaches and all of that. And that, don't act like you ain't never seen no cockroach. I don't care what's in your house. Now, don't act like you ain't never seen a roach. What? Okay. Or mice. And God knows if you in D.C., them mice and rats look like cats on the street. So, anyway, you can have allergies to that. And dander, if you have dogs or cats, you can have dander. And then that's an allergen. Well, asthma actually is another thing in the whole circle of allergies. When my brother was small, my grandmother told my dad to take him to a tree outside in the yard, to take an axe and to mark the tree right at the top of his head. Literally, so he went to the tree, put my brother against the tree, and then marked the tree where he was, right? So at the top of his head. And my grandmother said by the time the tree grows, as the tree grows, he is going to grow out of his allergy. He's going to grow out of his asthma. And you know, I was sitting in class in med school one day and we talked about children and allergies. So just because you have asthma as a child doesn't mean that you're going to have asthma as an adult. And my brother no longer has asthma. His asthma got better as he grew and the tree grew, right? But he has horrible allergies, horrible pollen allergies. That's because you're at increased risk of allergies and exposure to allergens if you've had asthma, because you've already proven that you have allergic reactions, right? Did y'all learn something? Does that make sense to y'all? Okay, so for our little kitties, make sure, because asthma attacks, people die from an asthma attack, all right? Even other allergies like seafood allergies. I have a good friend that's an ER physician that when he goes to the beach, he has to actually inject himself with epinephrine before he goes to the beach, just to smell the items in the, the seafood or whatever, the shrimp and the stuff that's in the bottom of the sea that we love. Does not usually go to any restaurant that's only seafood unless he has, and he has an EpiPen everywhere in his house, everywhere in his car, his office, and all of that. So if you have inhalers, and one day I'm going to do a demonstration on how to really do inhalers, because just putting it up to your mouth, puffing, you ain't doing nothing but spraying your throat. All right, but just be careful. Pollen, allergies, that stuff, spring season, but also get out. This is a wonderful time to exercise, wonderful time to get an early morning walk in. Spring has sprung, summer's coming, bathing suit season coming. Gotta get the little stuff together. But seriously, it's a wonderful time. I have a ton of stuff to do at the house, but it really was I just can't stay in. I'll get back to it when it's darker, but I can't. Just to go out, enjoy the weather, and enjoy this season of change in your life. Think about it again. I know I talked about allergies, but up at the top I talked about the change of season. Assess yourself. What are the characteristics that I need to change? What is it in this season of my life I need to do? Do I need to be more responsive? Do I need to be more kind? Do I need to show people that I love them more? Do I need to stop shopping? Do I need to do whatever? Do I need to not cuss nobody out, even though how crazy they may be? I mean, whatever for you. Do I need to love on myself more? Do I need to take more time for me? What's up, Renee? Desandra Renee Washington. We were together this time last week. What is it that I need to do for me to make me a better person? To make me a better Sharon? To make me a better me to me? And then everything else adds up. So in this season, if you're a woman of faith, as I am, pray for God. Show me what I need to do and who I need to try to evolve to. And we all have some issues. Somebody say issues. We all have areas that we have big challenges in that are maybe nobody knows about. Maybe those are personality issues. And don't let somebody else change you into something that you're not. If you're a kind person and people aren't kind, be kind. Karma, they say karma, is a witch. I just believe that good things happen to good people. Bad things happen to good people too. But I want more good than bad. And so on this spring day, the wind is blowing. It's beautiful in Maryland. I'm just happy it's not raining and all that. So I'm going to go have a little fun and just do nothing for a minute. walk to an area with some shops in an open shopping area and just window shop. Maybe. All right. So you have a wonderful day. We talked in this Facebook Live about allergies prevention, what you need to do to kind of protect yourself from some of the allergens. Do use over-the-counter Claritin, Zyrtec, those things. Talk to your doctor if you have high blood pressure, and certainly you cannot use and should not be using those every day. Talked about my flowers that are dead and I need to get some new ones, but guess what? I'm going to get some new ones because I do love flowers on the porch, and just those visual things help. I love flowers, period. Do something good for yourself, but why not do something good for somebody else on today? I'm going to actively seek out somebody today to do something good for, whether it's on the phone or to give some encouragement to, or to just say, hey, what's up? I care about you. All right, so I care about y'all. Thanks for watching my Facebook Live. Hope y'all learned something. I ain't getting any questions, so I'm good. But go back, share it. Make sure you rinse the car off if you see pollen. No pollen is here in Maryland out on my car today. Well, my car was in the garage, so that was dumb. But I'm looking at my neighbors whose cars were out. They don't have pollen either. So, and that's the other thing. If you have a garage, put your car in the garage if you have allergies. And we talked about asthma. Talked about asthma in our youth. Remember, asthma can be deadly, right? And if your child had asthma, has a child, more than likely, they are going to have, as they grow up, they're going to have allergies to pollen and other things. I get asked all the time, should I get allergy testing? Yes, if it is bothering you. Also, keep Visine and eye drops in your house because pollen also gets in the eyes. And you want to, you know, walk around with runny eyes, congested, all of that. Go ahead. Keep eye drops, keep Claritin, Zyrtec or something, nasal spray that is just water and saline, or saline, that all works. It's Dr. Sharon. Thank you so much for reposting this and watching my Facebook Live. I do put my Facebook Live on my YouTube channel, which more of y'all need to subscribe to, but y'all, a ton of y'all watch my Facebook stuff, so hopefully I'm giving information you love. Have a wonderful day.